Hey everyone, Dom here and welcome to another episode of Q-Based Secrets. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 VariAudio tricks and tips that you should definitely know about. Let's get started. If you've never used VariAudio before, in a nutshell, VariAudio allows you to tune your vocals and not only pretty much like they were MIDI notes. So let's jump straight to tip number 1, and this is getting smooth transitions between notes when you tune your vocals. So let me play this vocal right here. So as you can see, this vocal has lots of glides, it's legato. So let's tune this vocal using VariAudio. So I'm going to go to VariAudio, I'm going to click Edit VariAudio. And as you can see now, we can see this vocal as MIDI notes pretty much. So let's say I want to tune all these notes and make them completely straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command A or Control A or just simply select all the notes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go correct pitch 100% and I'm going to straighten the curve 100%. And you will notice that now this vocal is going to sound like this. And let me know if you recognize the sound. So it's a hard-tuned vocal at this stage. But now, of course, it sounds unnatural, it sounds hard-tuned pretty much. So what if you wanted to retain this straight tuning, but not having all these hard-tuned transitions? This is actually very easy to do, and this is the one trick that you should definitely know about VariAudio. First, make sure that you go to Smart Controls and set it to Show All Smart Controls. You need this for pretty much everything that I show you on this video. So what I can do now is I can go here and for every one of these notes, I can change the range. So basically what I can do is I can go here to the top left corner and change the range right here. See, I'm touching this little triangle and I'm gonna do this at the end of this event and maybe here as well and maybe here as well. So I'm going to do this pretty much for every note transition. So now as you can see, we have the notes perfectly straight, but the transitions are very nice and smooth and natural. Let's have a listen and compare. So with this, you get the best of both worlds. You can really tune a vocal to perfection, but still retain these natural transitions between the notes so they don't sound artificially tuned. Tip number 2, VariAudio is not only for vocals. Actually, VariAudio allows you to tune pretty much any material that's monophonic, which means it doesn't contain chords or more than 2 notes. So for example, one way that I use VariAudio many times is for tuning bass, and especially electric bass, because electric bass sometimes, depending on the instrument, it might have some tuning problems, so some notes might be a little bit off. So let's listen to this bass. So what I do is I run it through VariAudio. So this is quite good, but if I want to, I can actually select all of it and then again go correct pitch. And you can see that it corrects the pitch ever so slightly. And if I want to, of course, I can even change some of the notes. So if I go here and change this to C, for example, I can change the bass line if I want to, even after the recording stage. The same thing I can do with a cello, for example. So if I want, I can change this note. So I can change melodies, especially if you're working with loops and things like this. VariAudio can be a very useful tool because that means you can modify the melody of a pre-existing loop and make it fit well with your arrangement. Tip number 3 is creating vocal harmonies with VariAudio, and this is extremely easy. Let me show you. I have this vocal here.
And every day I watch you from afar.
So what I've done here is I've duplicated this track and now I've created a copy here. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to activate VariAudio. And now maybe I want to create a harmony 1/3 above. Now all you need to do is select all the notes, Command A or Control A if you're on PC. And then we can go up 1/3. But if you do it like this, there's a high chance that your vocal harmonies are not going to sound right because they're not going to be in the key. So in this case, I'm going to use VariAudio to detect the key. So I'm going to go here to the editor scale and you will see we have scale suggestions. So I'm going to click here and we can see all the different suggestions that VariAudio has to offer. In this case, I'm going to go for F major. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I activate snap pitch editing, because what is going to happen now is if I move this 1/3 above, now this is going to take into account the actual key of the song that we've set right here. Let's have a listen.
And every day I watch you from afar. Oh.
So perfect harmony in thirds.
And every day I watch you from afar. Oh.
So let's experiment and let's bring down this B flat to F. And let's see what harmony we can create right there.
And every day I watch you from afar. Oh.
Perfect. So now if you want, you can create multiple duplicates of this vocal and create additional vocal harmonies that are actually in key. Tip number 4 is using VariAudio for layering. So let me show you an example. Here I have a trumpet part. And let's say I want to layer this with a horn section, with an orchestral horn section. So what I've done here is I have loaded up an Iconica Sketch instance with the horns. And of course, Iconica Sketch is included in Cubase. The next thing I have to do is double click on the trumpet part, go edit VariAudio. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to function right here and I'm going to choose extract MIDI. When I do this, I get a dialog box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select notes and static pitch bend data, pitch bend range 2, fixed velocity, and destination first selected track, which is going to be my Iconica Sketch instance. I'm going to hit OK, and you will see that now we have a MIDI part with the exact notes that were played by my trumpet, and now we can layer this instrument with my trumpet. Let's have a listen. And of course, I can change the articulations if I want to. And just like this, I layered a trumpet part that was played by a real musician with my orchestral library, in this case, Iconica Sketch. And tip number 5, and this is again a very useful one, you can use VariAudio for gain staging. So let's say you have a very dynamic vocal, you can use VariAudio to attenuate or boost certain phrases in a vocal take. So let me show you how you do this. I have this vocal here.
Every day I don't know where to go, where to go, where to go, nowhere.
So let's say I want to make this phrase right here a little bit louder. If you want to do this, all you need to do is hover your mouse here at the bottom right box. See, it says volume. And this way you can make this specific portion of the vocal louder if you want to, or turn it down if you want to as well. So before,
Where to go,
and after, let's make it 4 dBs louder.
where to go,
Maybe I want to make this one a little bit louder as well.
where to go,
Or I can turn the level down if I want to.
where to go.
So this way you can have a very quick way of manipulating the volume of a vocal take while you're also tuning the vocal. So there you go. These are 5 VariAudio tips you should definitely know about when you use VariAudio with Cubase Pro. Have fun, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.